Hi everyone, today we are going to take a look at the Marshal Guard or Alliance Exercise event, as it is also called. Today we're going to talk about how to maximize your damage and how to be efficient with this, not only for yourself, but also for your alliance to maximize your rewards and your alliance rewards. A couple different things you can do for yourself, first of all, is if you have, say, two good teams and then a third team that is maybe not as strong, or you do have three really strong teams, then you have your fourth march, then you can start your rallies with your fourth team, your weakest team, and then send your other three teams out to other team members' rallies. This will allow your team, your marches, to quickly get through rallies and rotate them to other rallies to get damage going faster. Versus if you were to start your rally with your strongest team, you're automatically putting yourself at a disadvantage because you can only go every 3 minutes. But if you join a rally after the initial start phase of 3 minutes, rallies start going every so often if you have enough rallies going on in your alliance. So immediately starting off, you will send out your two strongest teams or your three strongest teams to other teammates' rallies. Make sure you start your rally with your weakest team. And once you start getting this cycle going, you'll just have to keep track of when your teams are attacking and they come back to your base. You'll immediately want to pull up the rally list and see who's going next. Don't look at the damage bonuses from the R4 and R5s, which are the 5% and the 2.5% damage increases. Don't worry about those. Just jump in with whoever's going next. So I always look, and now they have organized this to where the team that's about to go first is lined up at the top, where the rallies that are filled or going last are down at the bottom. So I like how they made this change. It makes it really efficient, especially for this exercise, that you can get in and out and rotate your teams into those rallies that are going next. And you'll also want to be careful too that you're not sending your team all the way across the map if you're having to march about 1.5 to 2 minutes out to somebody. They may be a little bit too far out. You may want to check and see if there's somebody closer that's going next. That's another key component here. But this will allow you to get in your attacks as fast as you can and be able to tell if you're going to hit your individual rewards. And then on top of that, not only are you going to hit your individual rewards, but then they'll allow you to do the maximum amount of damage you can with your teams. And with that, you're going to help your team, your alliance, get your max alliance rewards if you're able to put in that much damage. Otherwise, you're still going to be able to do a good enough damage to get your individual rewards potentially maxed out. And this gets into now the alliance component, where you'll want to set up alliance exercises for when you have the most players on, or when you can have the most players on actively at the same time. And you'll look to want to have your big hitters. So if you have a couple guys that are really, really strong, and you're trying to do a Marshal Guard exercise that is maybe a little bit higher than what you normally do. If you already maxed out the previous one, maybe you want to step up. You want to make sure you have those heavy hitters on, so you're not getting only into the first or second stage. You want to try to get to 4 or 5 just because of the multiplier and those bonuses. But then also you don't want to do something that most of your alliance members can't maximize the individual rewards or get close. So making sure that you have a set time, whether that's something you just announce enough time in advance throughout the day that when it's going to happen, or if you have a set time. Like we have set times where we either do it right after reset or we do it the following morning about 12 hours after. That way it's consistent and gives everybody a chance, whether if you couldn't do it the one time, the next time works better. You can rotate and make sure you get both of those times in if you can. So that's one way to do it. And then on top of setting up a time and make sure you have your heavy hitters, you also want to make sure that they know how to set up these rallies. You want everybody to continually do rallies. If you don't have teams doing rallies and you have only 5 people online, it's going to be really hard to get rallies in enough to do significant damage, especially if you're doing one that's going to take the full 25-30 minutes to get all your hits in to try to maximize. So making sure you have your rallies going continually. The best rallies are typically around if you have 10 to 15 rallies or more, that's really great, because then rallies are going off like every 10-15 seconds or so, which is what you need to really maximize rewards. And then the other component that people might forget about or not pay attention about when doing this is your alliance tech. So jumping into the alliance tech tree here, you will see these rally bonuses for HP, attack, and defense. These don't take a ton to upgrade, especially to level 3. So we'll probably start working on these. And these not only help with the Marshal Guard, but also help with seasons when you're rallying the elite bosses for the season. And going back here, I'm just going to check my damage done to the boss, and you go into your regular attacks and scroll down, and you can check to see who's doing what damage. So this is my second team, which is doing almost 600 million. And then this guy here is definitely one of our heavy hitters, almost doing 6 billion a hit. And then this is my first team right here. So big jump up. Just about a month ago, I was only doing about 500 million with that. So now I'm almost to 1 billion with a hit, and I should be getting the gorilla this week too. So that number should jump up quite a bit once I get the gorilla unlocked. And as you can see here, we already have the Marshal Guard maxed. And this is another trick you can do here. So once you have the Marshal Guard maxed and you've already got your individual rewards, you're not worrying about that. But you also want to save troops. That's the big thing about this too. You can burn through a lot of troops doing this tactic. So if you need to continue to do rallies, but you don't want to burn a ton of troops, one of the tricks you can do is going into your team and setting up what we used to call Gump rallies. But you can do it with any single hero. Usually you want to do it with your weakest hero. Right now, that is Kane for me, just because the missile attack and everything that spawns in the least amount of troops and marches. So put a single hero on, start a rally, and with doing that, you can start the rally so everybody else can join if they haven't gotten the rewards yet. But then you don't lose out on hundreds of troops. You're losing out on minimal troops. So that is pretty much it, guys. I hope that helps. Yeah, if you got any questions, any other recommendations or tips or tricks you guys use for this event, let me know. We certainly don't have any issues with level 12 now, especially with the guys we have on this team. But I can't wait to see if they come out with some new updates to maybe bring out some gold chests, skill chip chests. That'd be really nice. I'm sure it's going to be very difficult to do, but I like how they keep improving. So as always, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.